of course, fans of the show love tuning in because we love being a part of your love life. We love seeing the highs, the lows, you know it all. So
the lows, I think you mean just the lows. Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping you have a positive update for me. You and Lenny, obviously, we know that you shared a kiss. Season premiere, we see that Lenny actually has moved on and has a new partner. How do you feel about that?
I'm really happy for him. I still have not met her. I'm
still?
Always like, no, I'm like, what am I?
What's the holdup? He doesn't want to blend those worlds?
No, none of our friends have met her, but we haven't really had an opportunity. But she's a massage therapist, and so he tells me a lot about like her, and I love to get massages. I get like so many all the time, always looking for like the best one.
You're like, I'm ready to meet her. So you're happy for Lenny. It's all good between the two of you.
Absolutely. And he still works for me. Yeah, we're super close. Everything's good. There's no feelings or anything.
Okay. You made some jokes about the highs and the lows, mostly being lows. What is your love life looking like these days?
It's not there. There's nothing to look at.
You're such a catch, Whitney. Are you on apps?
Yeah, it's mostly, well, I guess I'm an older woman now, so I'll be 40 next year. So
don't say that.
No, it's true. And then the only like interest I really get is from like 20-year-olds. I've had 18-year-olds, and I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, oh, like I'm an older woman to them. I'm like, okay. And then also it's just hard being in the public eye. I mean, dream scenario is someone who knows who you are already. And is still interested, right? That's the best case scenario. But typically, it's like men who aren't aware, or either they're too aware. I mean, people want to get close to you for nefarious reasons, or, they don't know. And so then as soon as they like ask me what I do, I'm like, oh, I work in entertainment. And then they think I'm a stripper, and then they Google me, and then, it's game over after that. So, because I mean, if you just Google me, it doesn't look great, so
it does. You need to be kinder to yourself. You have so many wonderful qualities. You said you are on apps?
Yeah, I'm on the apps.
Okay. How is that going? And maybe what would you say are like your top 3 must-haves in a partner?
Oh my God. Really, I think about just like the top 3 things I can't have, which is like, if you're holding a fish, super like crazy politics, or you see a lot of men on there too. Like a lot of the men that are more my age, you can tell just from their bios that like they're so bitter, like they probably divorces or whatever. And like in their bios, it'll just be stuff like, I don't want to pay for your OnlyFans, and if you're just going to cheat on me, don't even swipe. And I'm like, wow, like it's hard out there. I get it. I've been through a lot too, but I try to remain optimistic. And I find that men my age on the apps are just bitter and yeah, typically I'm just getting the interest from the really young ones, and I don't think they want relationships, if you know what I mean. So,
okay. So you're like 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds not interested?
Not for relationships, no.
Okay. But maybe for some fun?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm saying I don't have a love life. I didn't say I don't have a sex life.
There you go.
Twisted, Deidre.
Go off, queen. Go off, queen. You mentioned that you have a big birthday coming up next year.
Yes.
I think it's really exciting. How do you feel about it? And maybe like, what are your goals and what's your vision for this next decade of life?
I actually, it's funny. I think I'm probably the happiest I've ever been. I think I'm the most attractive I've ever been. I look at myself 10 years ago and I'm like, I'm just getting prettier. Like how? But, so a lot of those like concerns, like I don't have any joint pain or anything yet. So those like getting older concerns, I don't really have.
There's a glow about you right now, Whitney. And I'm not even just saying that. I feel it through this camera. How do you feel about your health these days? Where are you at in that whole journey?
Well, I see a lot of kind of chatter online, and people have asked me like, have you had weight loss surgery or something like that? No, I haven't. And I don't normally, on the show, I'll talk about my weight more, but in my real personal life, I don't really like to talk about it. And I don't really find it necessary to talk about like how much I weigh or, whatever.
No one's business.
Correct. And I think it's obvious that I have lost some weight, and that's true. And people say like, is it surgery? And I'm like, no, it's grief, but thanks. So, it's just not something that I care to really focus on or talk about.
Because you are such an empowering advocate of positive body image and all the good that comes with that. Huge topic in Hollywood right now is semaglutide and weight loss injections. Where do you stand? It's a whole spectrum of opinions.
For, people who are already thin, I would stand on it the same way I would think about any sort of like plastic surgery or whatever. Like, people should do what they want to do. But of course, I just think you should work on being confident and making sure that you're not doing something for the wrong reasons. But then when it comes to, of course, diabetics who need it, and then just people who maybe don't have diabetes but are overweight and taking it to lose weight, I don't judge it at all. I've been fat now for 20 years and fat in the public eye, and I know how hard it is, and I do not ever judge a fat person for doing anything that makes their life easier. I am not that fat person that's going to say, oh my gosh, why are they on Ozempic? Why are they losing weight? They're betraying me. It's their body. It has nothing to do with me. And it's hard out here for a blimp. It is really difficult to live in bodies like this. And there's no judgment from me if somebody wants to take semaglutide to lose weight.
There she is, Dad. We are meeting my dad's long-lost daughter for the first time.
Oh my God.
You're coming up on 10 years of sharing your life, your family's life with the cameras. How long do you plan to keep inviting the cameras into your world and sharing everything with your audience?
This is something I've thought about a lot, and personally, because it can be so difficult, and people really have no idea when I say how difficult. I mean,
what do you mean by difficult?
I mean, legitimate stalkers. I mean, literally on a hit list that the FBI was involved in. I mean, literally, bricks through my car window. I mean, the harassment, you can't even understand it. There are plenty of times where I legitimately feel unsafe. And the way it's affected my life, I don't leave. Oh God, am I gonna cry? I don't really leave the house much anymore, and yeah, it's really affected my life in a lot of hard ways. But I thought this from the beginning, because when you sign up to do a reality show, you have no control over it. You have no idea what's going to happen. You have a very full life, and 10 hours of it end up on TV. All right. So I've always told myself, though, that the letters I get, especially from people outside of the United States where there is zero fat representation, the letters that I get from people who say it helps me to see you on TV, I say, okay, that's it. I can handle all the bull that comes with it. And it's not really about am I happy with this? Do I like that? The bigger picture for me is being a representation of a woman on television in a way that you don't normally see. And that can give other people solace, comfort, hope, joy, laughter. That's what I do for a living. I don't look at it any other way. And so, especially now with my mom gone, I've thought do I want to move on in life? Do I not want to do this anymore? And now I look at my dad. My dad loves doing this. We love our crew. We feel sad for half the year when they're not here. Yeah. Now, no matter how I feel, I would still do it for my dad. So I think as long as TLC will have me, I'll probably be here. I think they might be holding out for a wedding and a baby, and I'm nah.
How do you think with all of that, you will know when it is time to walk away?
I mean, I look at all the things that this has brought into my life, and then I look at the last 10 years and I see the ways that it's so strange, because it simultaneously made my life so much bigger, and also made my world so much smaller, because it's hard to trust people. It's just hard to be out in public. I mean, even just the other day I was driving, and the person that the red light was laughing and taking video of me and stuff, and I'm just I hate this. Right now I just lean on the real people in my life, which are very few. But
it seems like you've got a really solid inner circle, and you are truly, I don't know, I find you very inspiring, and a woman who shares her confidence with the world, and I feel like that's contagious.
I'm very lucky, very fortunate, and I have a lot of loyal fans, and the support that I've gotten, especially since my mother passed. I think there were 50,000 comments when I posted about her dying, and the things that people said about the way that she mothered them through a television screen and things like that. I'm so very lucky and so thankful too. I do talk a lot about the negative kind of effects of this. And I don't ever want people to think that I don't so appreciate all of the positives too, because we definitely do.